I'm drawing increasingly closer to the end of my Kamen Rider Ryuki. Hi, doggy. This is Ebony. Increasingly closer to the end of my Kamen Rider Ryuki marathon, and I find it interesting that I'm seeing all these comments about how Kamen Rider Ryuki inspired Madoka. So I looked it up, and holy shit, it did. I mean, Urobuchi, you pretty. I mean, you could have made Kamen Rider Ryuki like 12 episodes in that, and like, bam, Madoka. But anyway, as you know, Nautico likes to say, Otori Monogatari episode 15. This isn't so much going to be a review, but just I can tell messages from Nisio Isian's stories. And if I had to put it into a title, all of his works would go under like a title of Nisio Isian's Guide to Being Human, because there are so many of these morals that are just kind of banged in over your head in throughout his stories, and oh my god, in Madaka Box, not so much in Katanagatari, yeah, dog hair, and yeah, a lot in the Monogatari series. And the message for the Monogatari series is handle your fucking problems, or you will fuck up everybody. That's literally the message of the show. It was like look back at the stories for the show. First, you had Hitagi who didn't acknowledge her own feelings. So that she was like, don't want to handle that weight. Oh god. Oh god. Dog. Oh. Dog hair. Oh my god. So, yeah. So, Hitagi, her problems came from she didn't want to acknowledge that Sejuka, her feelings for her mom. Hachikuji's story, you can argue it, but it would be a little bit more difficult because she didn't confront her dad on wanting to see her mom. So you could say that. Kanbaru, yeah, she didn't confront Senju Gahara on her feelings towards her. So monkey arm. Hanakawa, oh my god, Hanakawa didn't acknowledge her problems for her whole freaking life, and she literally made monsters. Yeah, and God, I'm trying to remember the story we just had after this. Kabuki Monogatari, I would say no. I would say no. It's the same thing with Hachikuji. Damn it. Same thing with Hachikuji. You know, didn't confront her dad with the problem, and this one, Otori Monogatari. Yeah, she didn't confront her problems this time. Turned into a god, and now she's like the last boss of the series and goes batshit. And her whole thing was like, you know, well, you watch the show, so you know, like she was cute, and that's how she kind of like got by in life without really doing a whole lot. And my god, it's like Nishio Ishin's just kind of like bashing your head in with this force moral. I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's like, when's the limit? I mean, in Madaka Box, the message was well, there was a couple messages in Madaka Box, but the main one was like, even though it's sort of like a cliche, even though your problems are really difficult, and you may have trouble with it, you can't let that beat you, sort of thing. But you know, that was expanded and tackled from a whole different angles, from Madaka to Kumagawa to Zenkichi and all that. Madaka Box even showed the parallel of Zenkichi with Professor Surubami, I think it was. Yeah, Professor Urbanki, like, take a close look at his character and the Zenkichi characters. The doctor is what Zenkisha would be if he was a pussy. And, just gave up. Yeah, it's interesting. But, that's it. I don't really want to talk about the episode because I will say this. I find it interesting that he managed to take a character I hate and he then explained to me why I hate the character. I'm like, did you just tell me why I hate this character and how I should hate this character? I like you. So, but that was interesting. I am excited for the show. That's about it. I'm excited to see the end of this series. So, I don't have an ending to go out on. So, dog face. Dog face.